Hello, sports fans. This is Steven Hill for JustMyPicks.com, and I'm bringing you a special NBA breakdown. The NBA season, we saw a lot of great plays towards the NBA Finals where the Miami Heat did win the championship, but I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 players I would want on my team if I could pick an all-time team to go against any team in history. This team is going to consist of the 5 best players I think that have ever played the game of basketball, and I'm going to start all the way from the 1 and go to the 5 and tell you why. I'm going to start this list off with one of the greatest players in the NBA to ever play the game, Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson not only changed the game, he's done something we've never seen before. He averages a triple-double. And if you could average a triple-double, that means every night, almost, basically every night, he came in, did his job, got everybody else involved with assists, either blocks or rebounds or points, and he did it consistently for a whole season. A lot of people talk about Magic Johnson, and a lot of people talk about how Isaiah was great with passing. He was great with passing, scoring, and rebounding. He was also a thief on defense. He stole the ball. A lot of the things that Oscar Robertson did set him up, and he did a lot of one-on-one work against these teams, but it set him up into a position where he could be successful, where he really could be on top and really showcase his talent for Milwaukee Bucks at the time. So if I had a point guard that I wanted to trust with the basketball and also score and also be a floor general, it will be Oscar Robertson. I know Magic Johnson is one of those greats. He just missed the list just barely, but I mean, it's just one of those things. Oscar Robertson is who I want on my team as my point guard. Coming in at number 2, one of the greatest players of all time that carried the Chicago Bulls to so many championships, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had a will to win unlike no other. He willed a lot of his teams to victory off sheer will, determination, and talent. He could strike fear in the heart of anybody on the court at any point in time. He could really go in and do damage behind the arc, inside the paint. He was also one of those flyers that could glide through the air, dunk the ball. We saw him against the Lakers jump up and switch hands in midair, going hand to hand. Michael Jordan did so many things great that on a team full of talented players, it would just shine. It would show up, and he would do some of the most wonderful things on a basketball court. But his intensity raises the game and would be a big reason why my team would get a lot of victories, because Michael Jordan is one of those guys. He doesn't care if he's down 10, 20, 30. He still feels like he can win the basketball game. And plus, his determination to win is one of the highest in the NBA. And I think that because of that, if I could get him in his prime, he would fit well in this group. And I think he would fit into the grand scheme of things. And he would probably be my fourth quarter closer. Him and Oscar Robertson would be great together, and they could also do damage at different positions. They also could trade off at a different small forward or either shooting guard spots if we needed to do mismatch work. Coming in at number 3. This person is still playing in the NBA right now. He just won his second NBA Finals. He has 4 MVPs. We're talking about LeBron James, King James here. King James, since covering him from 8th grade to now, has grown so much, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how he can't shoot and talk about how he can't do certain things right. But when you look at a person's body of work, look from where they've come from, where they've started, to now, LeBron James makes all of his teammates better. He's one of those players that he can get a triple-double and get every single person on the team involved, even people that don't even play in the game involved. He's one of those pass-first superstars, which is rare. But he also has so many layers to his game. You can't just make him do one thing. I know a lot of great players can only shoot. A lot of great players can only drive to the lane. A lot of players can only play defense, but he has so many facets to his game. You can't just point to one thing and say, hey, we're going to make LeBron do this. And you got to respect his shot now more than anything, because the San Antonio Spurs learned in Game 7 that if you make LeBron James shoot in a must-win situation, he's not only going to shoot, he's going to drive, he's going to get other teammates involved also. So LeBron James, being the best player in the NBA right now, makes for a solid number 3 who can also play 1 through 5. He can play all 5 positions. He can guard them also. So as a point guard, he would be good on my team. As a shooting guard, he'd be definitely good. And as a small forward, I think he fits right into place on this team because with his high basketball IQ, he'll have Oscar Robertson in the game at all times, Michael Jordan in the game at all times, and really get those guys open for free shots. And when he clogs the middle, when he drives, he'll have somebody to easily dish it out for a 3-pointer. Coming in at number 4 at my power forward spot, I got Bill Russell. Bill Russell was a master of the rebound. We've seen times where he's got 44 rebounds in a game, 38 rebounds in a game, 36 rebounds in a game. He made it his job to play defense first and rebound first, and then clean up those boards and score points. That type of unselfishness by a big guy who is a superstar is second to none. I'm picking Bill Russell because he was, in my opinion, the greatest champion of all time and the best power forward of all time. You look at what he did and how he shut down Wilt Chamberlain in some of those games in some of the most key important games in his career. You know, and I look at the grand scheme of things because Bill Russell not only could work off the pick and roll, he also had a small jump shot that he could shoot. He could also pull that power forward or that center out and have them guarding him 15 to 17 feet away from the basket. And he would either go to the bank shot or either do a little pump fake and just go in and try to dunk it or lay it up. So I'm looking at Bill Russell as one of the greatest power forwards of all time, and that's why he's on this list, and he does a lot of damage also on the defensive rebounding side of the ball, plus the offensive rebounding side of the ball. So right now, the top 4 players on my team are Oscar Robertson, Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, and LeBron James. Coming in at number 5. A man that goes by so many names. He's been on several teams, from the Orlando Magic to the Los Angeles Lakers to the Miami Heat to the Phoenix Suns to the Cleveland Cavaliers to the Boston Celtics. It's Mr. Shaq Diesel himself. Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of people talk about how Kareem changed the game. Shaq is a bad dude. When I look at what he's done from LSU to the NBA, even when he got older, he still demanded a double team. Shaq's physical body made it almost impossible for you to guard him with one-on-one play because he's so physical, because he's so big. He just cleaned space out, you know, with one of those big tree trunk elbows. He'd go left or he'd go right. And even though his skill set wasn't the best as far as shooting free throws and shooting jump shots, when Shaq got the ball in the paint, it was either going to be a dunk for 2 points or either a dunk plus free throws were coming. We saw so many people try to say that they can stop Shaq one-on-one. I know he's had his battles in the past with a lot of different centers and power forwards that he's got into, but Shaq was the most dominant NBA center I've seen of all time. Coming from a physical standpoint, coming from his massive size. You know, other players can have the size, but they've never had the girth and the width to go along with it. Plus, Shaq, when we saw him, Shaq was Batman in Los Angeles and Kobe was Robin. Let's just make that clear. For those first 3 rings that Kobe Bryant got, he was not the Kobe Black Mamba that we knew him to be, that he is now. But Shaq will complete my list. It's a lot of other great centers that could have gone on this list, from David Robinson to Patrick Ewing to Mikan, one of the early Lakers, to a lot of people. But I wanted to just keep my focus on the 5 players that I felt like would all gel together and also had a dominant impact on the NBA, whether it be from cultural, whether it is from their play on the court that transcends into cultural also. So this team is loaded. It's very high on energy, high on character, and I think that my team will be able to beat any 5 that you put together, not including anybody on this list. So check me out at justmypicks.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at justmypicks.tv. Also check me out on YouTube.com/justmypicks.tv. Also, please remember to subscribe to my videos and share my videos. Have a blessed day.